Yeah, I'm live. Thought I'd do a impromptu live stream because I'm bored. Oh, I've got something I want to do. I need to get my little tablet going. Let me get that going. So I can look at the chat whilst I'm doing stuff. So who's watching? Say hello in the chat there. So I know who's watching. Got a little kit thing I want to build. Nothing too exciting. I thought I'd just do a live stream whilst I'm doing it. I've had it sitting here for a while, so I've been meaning to do it for quite some time. B-Blog, okay. You're up too early apparently. Indeed you are. Yeah, so I'll just do a little live stream because I've got this kit which is sitting on my desk over here. Hey Rob. And I thought I'll just put it together. I've had it sitting for ages. Same my wife got me a while ago. I thought it'd make a nice little thing for in the background, like a prop. So I thought I'd just assemble it and do a live stream whilst I'm doing it, tinkering around. Just getting all my gear up and going. Going to test out the boat today. Oh yeah. Hopefully it doesn't leak. You don't want a leaky boat, do you? You always like kits, yeah. Let's get this up and going. Can take a while to get this habit running. Be here for a bit. Oh yeah. I don't know how long I'll be live for. I thought I'll just do it whilst I'm tinkering at the desk. Can't even say it. Thought I'd do it while I'm tinkering at the desk. And thought I might as well have a chat with people while I'm doing it. No, Luke's had some bad fuel. Oh, right. No, you don't want that. Last thing you want to do is break down when you're out in the water somewhere. Yeah, where the hell's my channel gone? Trying to find it on the tablet. It's a bit of a process getting to it. Alright, there we go. Running some cleaning chemicals and burning it off. Alright, okay. Let's see today. Right. Okay, I've got the tablet going, so I'm going to sit on the other side there. Let's change views. Now, we could do this view, or we could do this view, or probably that view. I think we should go with that one. I think we'll use that one today. Beer view indeed. Okay. USB-C. Oh, that's the plan anyway. Is this one? Which one's giving reflection? This one's giving reflection. Let's turn that one off. Alright. So this is what I'm going to be assembling, is this thing here. It's a thing for nerds, alright? My wife got me this a while ago. And about it sitting here. And I saw it sitting here thinking, I really need to do something with this. So I thought I'd build it. Supposed to turn into like a 3D model. I don't know. Tinker around, have a chat, whatever. So the first thing is, how do we get into it? Because it's like, I was looking at this trying to figure out how to get in. And it's like, there's no rip tabs, there's no seams, there's no flaps. It's like, how the hell did they even make this thing? I can't see actually even how to get into it. It's like, hold on, actually, hold on, there we go. There's a gap in the bottom there. Got something. Cutting towards my fingers because that's always safe. What does this thing involve anyway? So yeah, it's not electronics today, it's nerdy stuff instead. Ew. And I've had a beer too. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Putting together a gift pack doesn't include caps. Yeah. Yeah. Well. Interesting. Very interesting to set up. How the hell do you do this? It's got lots of little tabs on the sides. I suppose I could read the instructions. That would be a novel idea, wouldn't it? Reading the bloody instructions. Might be all night at this rate. 1, 2, 3. I think I can count. The hardest bit of doing models and kits is interpreting what the diagram means. Okay. So we need part 1. Which is part 1? One of these is part 1. But which one? This one here. Read instructions. Yeah, have I lost my mind? Apparently so, yes. I think I have probably lost my mind. Make sure I don't cut the wrong bits. I don't be able to clip it together. Hopefully you can see well enough what I'm doing. I don't know if you can or not. There's that part. Part 1. Can you see this on camera? I can't see what you see. Kind of can, can't you? Can't see that well, can you? It's a bit zoomed out still. Let me see if I can get this a bit closer. There you go. Is that good enough? It's a bit washed out though, isn't it? It's like it's too bright, isn't it? Trying to see if I can get the lighting so it's not getting washed out. I'll just turn these down a lot. That probably helps a bit, eh? Alright. Of course I could just watch it on the tablet sitting next to me. I can see what you can see then, but we'll see if it affects the live stream itself. Right, first part, we got the first piece cut out. So I'm supposed to kind of dome this over to make a dome. And then lock those tabs in. Right, so it's kind of, let's try and dome it over. Trying to make a dome out of this is going to be interesting itself. There's glare still. Yeah, no, I don't know if I get rid of that. Does that help the glare? Bit less reflection. I don't know. Anyway, try and shove this in here. Get tweezers. I might need a magnifier as well. This is pretty small. I think I did need a magnifier. Why 3D resistor value color codes? Yeah, indeed. Well, that's the first part. This could take a while. It's still a bit clear, isn't it? Turn off one light. That helps slightly more. Or makes it worse. Turn off another light. How many lights can we go down to, you reckon? No, it's getting worse. I think I still need to have enough here to actually be alright. Probably be white, isn't it? White paper there. Okay. Next piece. I'm guessing it's all out the same sheet, is it? What are we looking for? So many little bits on here. Be easy if they're numbered. Is that it? Or is it on this one? Oh, it's always the fun, isn't it? Let's look at the guide, which is sitting right here in front of me with the numbers on it. Let's do that. Hey, Ian. Well, I used to make kits when I was a kid. Well, I used to make dioramas and stuff like that. You know, a little painting and, you know, I used to do all that. Plastic kits. I did loads of them. I've still got some somewhere actually. I used to build like tanks and military scenes, stuff like that, in dioramas. But I'm not exactly unfamiliar with making a kit, but that was 40 years ago. Anyway, right, let's look for part number 2, part number 3 and part number 4. Right, part number 3 apparently is here. If I can cut it. Oh, I can't even get into it, cut it. Oh, I need them cutters, those aren't fine enough. Let's do some 3D printing cutters. What could go wrong? Alright, was that? Making sure we're getting the right one. Nothing like getting the bits mixed up. Yeah, that got in there. Alright. So that's part number 3. This part number 2. Part number 4 is on this one. And part number 2 is center disc. Okay, right. So where do I cut that out? Okay, we'll part number 4. We'll get that one first. There's 2 4s. $20. That's a bit generous, B-Bod. Thanks a lot. Much appreciated. So I'm buying more kits. So I used to do lots of stuff. I had airbrush and all sorts of stuff like that, you know. Yeah, I did so many of them when I was younger. Just not sure about these bits. Does it have holes in it? Yes, it does. So I think I've got to cut that out because it's not clear which side is the leg and which part is the bit I actually need to keep. I think I do need to cut those bits off. So make sure I get the right one. That one there, number 2. All right. What was the brand I used to have? It wasn't Airfix. Well, I did do some Airfix once. Well, I did some planes and stuff too. But there was another one. I didn't like the scaling. I did that. I think the Airfix is slightly different scaling. I used 1/32. Was a scaling I used to have. Yeah. I did some other tweezers as well, some finer ones. So, let's have a look. I'm supposed to assemble these together somehow. Is that a texture on one side or nothing? No. Right, it's got to be bent over. Stand it up. Then that goes on here somewhere. Three sides. Yeah, I can't remember what brand it was that I used to have for the kits. There was a brand name. What was it? Wish I could remember. I think this is. Oh, I don't know. I guess we'll find out when it's actually done. But I think it does actually have an enclosure, like it's sealed up. It relies on the assembly technique to do it in the right order. There's that one. So we've got this one here. We need to wrap around. We'll try and make this circular of about the right diameter. If I had something round, I could wrap this around. I don't know. Oh look. It's almost right too. It's almost the right size. Perfect. Tamiya, it's one of the ones I used to use as well. I had radio control cars. Revel, I didn't like Revel. Revel's the Italian one, wasn't it? Yeah, I didn't like Revel. No, not Lego. I mean, obviously I had Lego when I was younger, but that's not what I was doing for modelling. Had one capacitor, everything I build, yeah, should always have a capacitor involved. Should always be a capacitor.
It's always a capacitor.
Yeah. Revel was in the US, okay. Because Revel was I'm pretty sure Revel was Italian, wasn't it? Unless I'm thinking of a different one. But I remember there's one I didn't like because the quality wasn't as good. The actual mouldings were not as nice. They didn't do such a good job with the actual moulding of them, and they were always covered in really bad flash and stuff like that. It's just you had a lot of rework on them to make them work. Never liked them because of that. So I kind of never bothered with them. And I got some because I really wanted that particular kit. But I'm pretty sure it was Revel. I don't know. This is 40 years ago. I'm surprised I remember even that much. Better than what I did last week. This will be. So 5 and 6. 5 and 6. So there's 6. This is 18. That's not what I want. 6. Which is on this one. Erector sets in the 60s. Erector sets. Can't say it rings a bell. Don't think I've heard of that one. Yeah, I'm sure I've got a box somewhere with some of these kits, like the actual. I had some tanks. I used to really like doing the military ones with the tanks, and I did a camouflage and like the fake foliage and nets and all that sort of stuff. Really, I was really into that, and I've still got some somewhere. Not sure exactly where they are, but I've got some somewhere still. So I kept some of the best ones I did. I did some kind of, I had like pill boxes and things like that I used to do with them. Which way is the back? That goes that way. This piece goes on that way round on here. Okay, erector. All right. Okay, now I gotcha. Maybe it was like the equivalent of Meccano. So I folded this one around, but it doesn't seem to fit. I'm missing some holes. No, holes are there. This doesn't match the holes. Got my first problem. I've got number 6 off. Number 6 is there. Oh, it says splayed, not right over. Okay, right. It should be splayed, not folded 90 degrees. So it's bring it out slightly. And yeah, I think it sounds like it's the equivalent of Meccano. I had a bit of Meccano. Well, my brother had Meccano. He got the good stuff. Many fights over Marconi. Who got to be the better stuff anyway. Matchbox. Hella? Yeah, I remember Hella actually, yes, Hella. I think I did remember seeing those. Matchbox. Yeah. I think Matchbox did the stuff that I was interested in though, which was the military stuff, Where's number 5? I haven't found number 5 yet. Oh, there it is on that one. Matchbox did small cars. Yes, I remember the Matchbox cars. They had like the little toy car things as I was a kid, I think just about everybody did. I was thinking about kits. I think I did see Matchbox kits. I don't remember too well. Yeah, I remember like those, yeah. Anyway, get these ones in here. So this is going to be a slightly longer, slower process than I thought it was going to be, I think. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Had nachos for dinner, like homemade nachos, and they're a little bit spicy, so my nose has been running a bit ever since. It's like I've got a cold now, but I don't actually have a cold. Right. It's those bits. By 6. So I need to put this piece on the top as well. I was a bit worried about putting this on too early in case I bend it. Which way does it face? It goes that way. I have to say the fitment on this so far has been pretty good. Everything's been lining up really well. I suppose that's the advantage of having stuff which is laser cut, isn't it? Take me into the garage. That sounds almost like a threat, believe it. Anyway. Been trying to reorganise this room the past few days. Trying to get some space back in it. And as usual, I didn't make much progress. I got a bit done, but not as much as I thought I should do. So that's on here. It's only 7 and 8. 7 is on this one. No, it's on this one. 7 is semicircular piece. I almost started working on my Valhalla 2305 today. Almost. Almost. Then I thought, actually I can't be bothered. Yeah, I saw you comment about you been reorganising your lab there, Ian. Making things a bit rearranged. I know. Problem is, it doesn't matter how much space you have, it's never enough, eh? I've actually been doing some CB work the past couple of days. Someone sent me a couple of radios to do, so I've done those. One of them was another world first modification. No one else has done it yet. So I'm surprised actually, because it wasn't that hard to do, that hard to figure out. But there's no reference to anyone ever doing that one before. So it's like, okay, I guess I've done that one first again as well. No, it's number 8. Number 8 is on this one. And I think it's... yeah. It's number 8. Yeah, so it's... this is channel modifications and there's in channels, because that's what I generally do here. And yeah, I was quite surprised that there's no mention of anyone doing that before. Just gonna blow my nose a second. Let's go. It's getting a bit ridiculous again. Unfortunately, going to get full sound effect because I can't bother muting the sound. It's definitely too spicy. That was the problem. Too damn spicy. Okay. I might turn my heater off actually, it's getting a bit warm in here. Okay. 7 and 8. How do I put these together? If I don't lose the bits first. This one's got to go into a cone as well. Yay for cones. Yes, this radio I was doing yesterday, I did 2 radios and I repaired a microphone cable as well. I've done videos about them. I'm going to publish one of them next week. I've already got uploaded to Patreon and stuff. So that'll be available next week to everyone else. That's the Uniden PC78 LTX. You got that? I'm surprised I haven't cut myself yet. I'm sure it's coming. You can almost guarantee it's going to happen eventually. You've done those unidents. Well, this is the LTX. So it's not the PC78, which has been around for a little while. This is the LTX, which is a modernised version with surface mount components in it. And instead of using a UPD 2816, I think it is, it's got a BU 2630F dual POL, which is serial controlled over I2C, I believe. Actually, look at the detail, but I could have done a serial control modification, but I chose not to go that way. I just went to a simpler method, which is a bit easier to deal with. So I could have done a serial side of it instead, which is what I did with the Cobra 29 AM/FM version, which I did recently, early in the year. But I decided to do the other way because I could do the other way, which is to replace the 15.360 megahertz signal with the one required for New Zealand channels, which is how I normally do it with those little modification boards with a custom made oscillator, which I have, and which is how I've always done it for those other radios. But these newer ones are very different inside, and it's not obvious how to do it, and because there's basically no adjustments, all the adjustments are gone. So instead of having all these little metal cans in there for all the IF adjustments and stuff like that, all the filters and the actual interstage adjustments, there's nothing there. It's all fixed inductors. Just want to see what I'm doing with this one. It's a bit hard to see this one. I get this little pin in. So I put it on my Patreon page earlier today, so it's up there already. If you want to watch that, it's available. But like I said, I think I'm the first person to do it. But it's quite surprised I opened up. I thought there's no adjustments in this thing. I think there's 3 tuning cans for the transmit mixer, and then you've got a output mixer, well, output adjustment for the tuned outputs. What's the word for that? Bloody, I've forgotten it. Can't think of it right now. Yeah. Anyway, there's one for that, and then you got a few trimmers for things like squelch adjustment and things like that, really, usual stuff. But yeah, it's just like up now. It's like, well, there's nothing in here. That's concerning because I haven't seen this one before, this particular version. So that was quite. Up now, I thought, oh great, there's another one. Software adjustable, I had to get in service mode, really. Didn't know there was one. It's 200, 100, 200, yeah. Had the 300. Had the Uniace 300, which is the base station. And the audio line 341, which is basically the same chassis, very similar chassis, in a mobile form factor, which is tiny. At least it was back in the day. It was tiny for then. Striker software adjustable, yeah. I mean, a lot of these modern radios I've got almost no experience with. So, yeah. I only see what I see when someone imports one. I have a look at it and they want me to put it onto New Zealand channels, and I go, I don't know how. I need to figure this one out, if it's even possible. So there's a bit of that going on. Where's this one go? Just trying to interpret how I'm supposed to attach this one. That goes like this. So there was one which I think one of the early ones. What the hell was that? It was Superstar or something. Superstar, which was software adjustable. It's one of the first ones I saw over here. Didn't like it much. I thought the construction was crap. I thought it was a really bad quality radio, but yeah, it had some interesting features on it. My website, I was thinking about this the other day. My website's nearly 30 years old. It's 27. My Radio Mod site started in 1997. Doesn't feel like that long ago. What really annoyed me is originally I tried to get radiomods.com and my credit card didn't go through. Annoyingly. And what happened then is someone else grabbed radiomods.com. And so somebody else owns radiomods.com, even though it was my invention. But never mind. I had to settle for radiomods.co.nz. Hey, Christian. Yeah, I got that when I was trying to find information about this PC78 LTX. There's no information for it. Could not find anything. No repair info, no circuit diagrams, no block diagrams even, not even a block diagram. Couldn't find a thing. I want to blow my nose, but I don't let go of this because it's going to fall apart if I do. Okay. If I push the right bloody buttons on my air conditioning thing, it'd be better. Right, turn the air conditioning on, it's getting too hot in here. I think it's making my nose run more. Okay. Oh yeah, someone tried to grab your domain name, yeah. I had the same thing for somebody else. Someone tried to get me to buy a domain name for like $5,000 or something. I went, no way, I'm not interested, bye. And I don't know what the domain name was now, it's years ago. Something I had. Oh, that's right, it was. I had an auction site, I was running an auction site. And I designed and built an auction website, like a bit like eBay, but free. And anyway, let's go back a while. And someone had bought the .com version of that domain name, and they tried to sell it to me. So, oh, you have for $5,000. Like, I'm not interested. If I wanted that, when I got it in the first place, bye. So they wasted their money buying it. I don't know where I am to that. This goes over here somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, there's bloody trolls trying to cash in. So it's quite nice to be able to go to them and say, actually, no, I'm not interested, don't want it. Even tried to negotiate. So, oh, it's a bit cheaper then. No, I don't actually want the domain name, buy. It's good you're able to get it later on though. When it expired, and they obviously stopped looking. I've had other ones. The other ones I've had like scammers. Not just people trying to cash in, but scammers. Pretending to be domain hosting. You know, they send out these spam emails to your. They look up your details off the Huey's information, and then they will send you an email pretending to be your domain registrar to get you to renew your domain with them. You know, buy your domain with us. They're trying to pretend that they're your domain hosting company. That's one. I've had loads of them in the past. Loads of them. At one time I had over 120 domain names. Yeah. At one time I did. Gradually gone down. Now I think I've got about 30 now. Something like, I think about 30 domain names now. Various things I own. Okay, we want that bit's done. What number 9? 9. Why don't I see a 9? There it is. And it's on the other one. So what's the other one on? Maybe 10 now. Yeah. I mean, there's a point where you want them, but other times it's like, gee, no, I don't really need them anymore. Most of them are to do with my auction site I had. Most of them related to that, variations of domain names and similar domain names to try and catch mistyped traffic. That's all it was about, was just trying to catch people which mistyped the domain name, and then they came to my site instead by accident. That's all. A lot of it was like that. This one's a bit of a tricky one to fold. How folded does this one need to be? Full width, I think. Well, this is all laser cut, this thing here. It's all done with lasers. So it's all very precise. It's quite nice. Nine goes. Where's 9 go? Straight there. Fold it slightly more. Trials.co.z. Really? Paperwork? I had no problem with it when I did mine. I read them on the site. I started that one in 97. So when I started that one. That was relatively straightforward. The hardest thing I had was needing a credit card to do it. Because I didn't have one. I think I had to get one just to do that. Just to buy the domain name. Something like that. Trying to get this bloody post in. That one. Come on. Here we go. The patience. It's not procedures.com. Code stands for company. So commercial. Oh, I think it stands for commercial. Okay. Now I've got to make the side piece. Number 10. It goes over the back here somewhere. Number 10. This one here. Going back to using the wrong cutters again. Trying to curve it again, but we'll see how it goes. Too much, I think. It's not quite lining up. Yeah, anyway, so I had a pretty busy week this week. Heard from an insurance company a few days ago about the car, saying it's being assessed. Haven't heard anything since then, but they haven't made a decision yet about the car, whether it's going to be written off or whether they're going to fix it or what. No confirmed outcome yet. Sure, I'll find out in time. I think they're really desperate to not piss me off again in case I go back to their bosses. Come on, follow the other way. Didn't airbag deploy? Unfortunately not, no. I think they would have basically, if the airbags had gone off, I think they would have written it off. But of course the airbags didn't go off. The chances of fixing it are much greater. Okay, so that's on there. I've got to do this part here, which is part number 11. 11. Well, let's go around twice before I find it. Always twice. Here. It's always the other one to pick up. 11's this big piece here. Alright. Okay. This has got to be curved in a couple of ways. Oh, this will work. Yes, I know I should be using capacitor for this, but you know, maybe this one. Yeah, it's always a capacitor of the right size. So it says A first, then B. So I think it's actually saying to, yeah, do the outer bit first, outer bit second. So I'm doing it in the right order. That's good. Wasn't sure it would be. Yeah. So yeah, I was trying to do some tidying up, and I just didn't really get very far with tidying up. I was trying to sort my room out and just get rid of some stuff. And one thing I did do this week is I built the finally built a case for the Retro Chip Tester Pro. Finally did one. Been meaning to do it for ages. I finally did it. Took a while. That's why I was doing a print in the live stream, wasn't I? I was doing the live stream. I was finishing the print off for that. That's right, but now. And you guys never actually saw the finished result. But yeah, it is done. I might show you in a minute. Actually, once I get this piece together, if I ever get this piece together. Trying to curve it and get it lined up and get the pin in. I curved it very well. It's always a capacity, yeah, exactly. Try and get this in like that. There we go. That's better. Once it's in, I can stop breaking it round again. Yeah, I'll show you that bit soon. That's the final case. I've got it in the drawer behind me. Yeah, that's the problem. I have the same problem. I'll have something sitting there for ages and ages. And I go to throw it out thinking, but I know that I'm going to need it one day. Yeah, you just know it's going to happen. But I was trying to do some software stuff. I realised that all these bloody old hard drives and scuzzy bits and pieces I had, which I used to have control cards for, which I don't have anymore. I couldn't read them because I only had one machine which actually had SCSI on it, and that machine doesn't work anymore. So that was a bit of a pain. I'm trying to get these to go nice. These not very nice. It's not easy to get these nice. Anyway, it's not very round. Get the capacitor in there. Might just leave the capacitor in like that. We have to put a capacitor in it just to hold the body together, eh? Might be what you have to do. Just like that. I think you might have to do that. It's round, we've got the capacitor in there. Right. Then this has got to be bent over. Oh no, I've got to take it out next. Now I've got to bend it over. Right, that doesn't work then. Then it's got to be curved around. Oh, maybe I can curve it this way. Maybe. No. Back to this thing to curve it. Maybe. $20 storage chest needs a new floor. Oh yeah. Yeah, needing to clear stuff out. That's always a good way of getting space back. It's a motivator, isn't it? It's like, oh well, I've got no choice. I have to make the room. And sometimes you get to a point and you go, ah, sod it, and just chuck it out. And then a week later you go, oh, I need that bit now. That's what happens, isn't it? Week after you throw it away is when you need it. Definitely keep old computers. Definitely keep old computers. Never think that because it's old that you're not going to use it ever again, or you're not going to need it for something, because you will need it for something. You just don't know where that thing is yet. It is inevitable you will need it for something. I've got some old laptops from some Windows. I've got Windows 95 laptop somewhere. Got some Windows 95, Windows 98. I've got a Windows 7. My wife's computer's a Windows 10, which I'm saying to her she probably needs to think about replacing now. It's getting to that point where it's probably worth replacing the machine, especially Windows 11 being out. And Windows 11 doesn't work on her machine. Apparently it doesn't meet the requirements, so I think there's ways of working around that problem. But Windows 11 I'm not sure about because of the fact that it does all this spyware stuff going on. It watches all your files and stores your files for you for later retrieval. Even your screenshots. It takes screenshots of what you're doing and stores them for you. How considerate. It's also known as spyware. Yes, anyway. Windows spyware. Spyware edition. Yes, that's one of the things I'm not keen on is the fact that it does that. And people may say, oh, you know, if you're not doing anything wrong, you've got nothing to worry about. What's not the point? It's the principle of it. If you're doing something wrong or not, doesn't matter. It's the principle of the fact that you should have your own privacy. Here's me ranting again. I'm in trouble getting this bit in. Kind of sits funny. XP laptop art. Now, XP is also useful if you get some old software, like old test gear. Sometimes the software is only available on an older system. Do not chuck out an XP laptop. You may think, oh, it's obsolete. You know, well, yeah, it is kind of, but some things will only run on XP. It's not a good idea to get rid of that. Trust me. I've had software which only runs on XP. What the hell was that? I think it's some EEPROM programmer software or something like that, I think it was. Because the programmer still works fine, but the software was only on that system. Couldn't do anything newer. I think that's what it was. Could be something else. Can't remember. Yeah, if in doubt, keep it. Not if in doubt, throw it out. No. It's back completely wrong. If in doubt, keep it. Yeah, sometimes you just need these old machines. You know, you need that ability just to go. Maybe need to go one day. Just go. Oh, I need to go and check that file which I had, 20 years ago or whatever it may be. And you need to go and look at something, but you can't because the computer's gone. And you've got no way of actually retrieving that file. Even if you've got the file saved, you may not be able to open it because the software is not compatible anymore. And the only way you can do it is by opening it on an old machine. So, it's definitely worth keeping those sorts of things around. Yeah, I've got a bunch of SCSI hard drives with various bits of stuff on them. I mean, I was trying to find. I cut it in live stream. I think you were there. I was trying to sort out the ability to update some old software which I made 20 odd years ago, and I looked on every single machine I had, and the hard drives weren't there. And I think I've put the hard drive into an external case, which is a SCSI case, most likely. And I've only got one machine which can open SCSI. All the other ones are gone. And I can't read the files on the drives anymore. Well, at least not at the moment. Unless I fix that computer, which I really can't bother doing right now. Maybe one day I'll go to it. So let's just get one. Goes over here somewhere, trying to see where the holes are. There. Oh, I'll fold those around some more. But yeah, never underestimate the ability to need an old machine or to run an old software. Not necessarily the machine itself, it's the software which is the problem, because you won't be able to get all sorts of stuff you won't be able to run anymore because you just don't have the ability to do it. Once it's gone, you can't go back and get it again. And it's not just the hold of me talking. That's okay, maybe it is a hold of me talking. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's a bit of the hold of talking, but yeah. Anyway, come on, get in there. To use a magnifier, can't see. Decided to go for medical the other day. Time to renew my driver's license, and unfortunately over here, to get a Class 2 driver's license, which is what required to drive the motorhome, you have to have medical. Bloody irritating. Anyway, it's ridiculous. It's meant for people which drive trucks, and you have to do truck loading and to make sure you're fit to drive for 8 hours straight and that sort of stuff. Well, with brakes or whatever. That's what it's based upon. But yeah, it's not what I do. I drive the motorhome for a few hours to go to an event, and that's where it kind of stops. So yeah, that was kind of pointless. The Class 2 license is really unsuitable for the requirements of what the actual license is being used for. It's a bit silly. But yeah, I had to go and do that every day, so my license expires next month. So I've got the medical bit done, that's all fine. Covers the bases. Just need to go and actually take it in now and get it processed. Annoying as it is. I'm trouble getting this BC looking nice. Really, I'm not getting it looking nice at all. Just hasn't curved like it should. I think I need more capacitance. I think my feeling it's making it worse and worse actually. It's like Paul Daniels when he's doing stuff, he fiddles with it, fiddles with it, fiddles with it, makes it worse and worse and worse. No, let's do that. Throw a tension capacitor in the year. I need to wire it up or something. You know, have a couple of wires out of it so it explodes. You know, have it in the engine port or something so it backfires out the engine. Okay, let's have a bit on. Wow, this is taking a while. I'm guessing that's basically page 2, yes. So that's... Oh, I've got more to do here. Part 12. 3 number 12s. Really? It's just 3. Okay. Oh, there's one there. One there. Where's the third one? You make an appointment to you up to 6 months before the expiration. Yeah, I got what's it? 2 months notice for expiring. So I guess I've got to fold these texture side upwards, so it's visible from the outside apparently. So it's, I mean, the license lasts for 10 years, 10-year license. I can't believe I've had that motorhome for 10 years now. It's incredible. But I had to pay extra to get that license because I couldn't wait the 6 months on the learner license because I had to drive the motorhome. So I had to pay extra to shortcut that process and have the license fast track basically. I had to sit a test with a proper instructor and stuff like that. Make sure I was capable and go through a training system with him and yeah. So it was, you know, it was a good process. It cost me $1,000 to do it. It cost me $1,000 to fast track it. So you wait 6 months and do it for basically the cost of the license, or you can fast track it and do it in a couple of weeks for $1,000. Yeah, well, it used to be a lifetime license. When I was in the UK, it was a lifetime license. I mean, that's probably changed now. I'm sure the government realised they're actually losing money by doing that. And, oh no, we can cash in on this. We make people do it every 6 months, and we'll charge them $100, £100 or something each time. Missing a trick here. Anyway, as governments do. So yeah, I mean, it used to be a lifetime license here as well, but that changed, and it went to 10 years which is okay. You don't have to reset a test, you just renew your license. It's so they can update your photo ID. So they've got your latest photo on file. And that your eyesight's still okay, that sort of stuff. That's basically it. Do a basic eyesight check and make sure your license is on file with your current photos, so they can use their electronic monitoring devices to check who you are. That's fine. Where's my tinfoil hat gone? That's why it changed. When I went to electronic photos, where they've got photo, facial recognition on them, that's when the licenses changed to be 10 years. And that's regardless of what kind of license you got. I think. But, yeah. It's alright. Can't complain too much. I mean, it's only 10 years, not that bad. It's not like a big problem. Actually, I think if you're older, if you're over 70, I think it's actually a shorter time frame. I could be wrong about that. I think it's shorter if you're over 70. Because also they assume that, I presume maybe, that the degradation happens faster with your eyesight or something. Maybe your cognitive abilities change, I don't know. Driver's fitness. When I did my, because being English, right, I learned to drive in the UK. I had a driving instructor in the UK, and I passed my driver's test in the UK. And the driver's test in the UK is far harder than the one that's in New Zealand. And there's always this thing, I don't know, the same thing about the media the other day, saying, why is New Zealand driving so bad? And the police are constantly blaming speeding. It's always speeding. Crashes because of speeding. Speeding causes crash. No. It's not the speed that caused the crash, it's the inability to avoid the accident which caused the crash. Because people over here can't drive a shit. So many people here are terrible drivers. Tailgating is incredible. You'll see people driving along the motorway, a whole stream of cars, not just one or two people. We're talking 30, 40 cars. You could be less than a car length between each one of them. Right? And people consider that normal driving over here. It's just, yeah. And it's like, oh, why there's so many crashes and why people keep, it's not to do with speed. It ain't the speed which is the problem, it's the quality of the driving. Like when I did this stuff in the UK, as I started saying, I started ranting, I passed my driver's test first go, and I had 3 driving lessons. And part of that is like you go, one of the things I had to do, you have to do an emergency stop, right, and do it effectively, so you can stop really quickly without crashing or skidding, that sort of stuff, or losing control of the car. You better stop as quickly as possible without losing control of the car, and that's an expectation. And the other thing I have to do is like reversing around the corner, and with the curb, you don't hit the curb, you don't go out too far into the road and that sort of stuff. You have to make sure you follow the curb around, basically parallel with it all the way around, and things like that. So you actually have an ability of controlling the car. The tests over here don't have that. It's completely different. Right, we want number 13. 13 is, of course, it's the other one. This one here. Yeah. So it's like, oh, it's the media's going about, oh no, it's, the police going about, oh, speed, and the media's going, oh, why are there so many crashes? Why is it so bad? It's like, oh, it's pretty obvious. If everyone's following so close behind each other, you can't get another car in between them. There's a bit of a clue. Yeah. Okay, what do I do with this one? It's like nothing, I've just got to bend it and put it on the bottom, I think. It's got these 4 little bits here. Okay. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, it's just like one of my little rants is like, I wonder why driving is so bad over here and there's so many crashes and stuff like that. It's just, the quality of the driving over here is atrocious. I mean, they try and blame the roads and stuff like that. I mean, sure, the roads in some situations are the problem. Right? Some roads are terrible. There are quite a few roads which are actually quite bad. But generally, they're actually not that bad, to be honest. Generally speaking, the roads are actually kind of okay. But people's driving on the roads are the problem. There's a road which I drive down very often, and that road used to be a 100km/h road, and they dropped it down to 90 because of the crashes. The crashes kept on happening, didn't change anything, because the speed wasn't the issue. It's the fact that the road was a bit dodgy in those spots. There was actually like a narrow bridge, and people would be getting caught out by that, and they keep driving into the bridge. So what they did, it went down to 90 first. They didn't fix the problem. They kept on having crashes. No shit. And then they put some barriers leading up to the bridge, so it sort of guides you in like a funnel. So you can't hit the end of the bridge anymore. You bounce off the edges as you go in, and that started the crashes. But the barriers got hit quite a bit. Yeah. Seeing if I'm missing anything. We've got those bits on there. That's all there. I've got a feeling I'm missing something here. Should I put these in before that bit? Where did they go? Oh, they go on the back bit. That's all right. Okay. This kind of sits in here. Yeah, it's funny. Lewis is blaming the roads and blaming all sorts of things. It's like, no, it's the driving quality. That's the problem. Because people over here aren't required to have driving tests, driving instructors. Anyone could teach them. It could be a family member. It could be someone's cousin. It doesn't necessarily mean that whoever's teaching that person is any good themselves. And so, because the standard of driving generally over here is atrocious, people teaching the people to drive are also bad. I've seen plenty of times people with L plates on, obviously, are learning to drive because they're not the best driving happening. You can see the weaving a bit and that sort of stuff, and just learning the car. I've seen that a few times, and they're driving on tailgating. It's like, okay, that's a great way to teach them to drive. Maybe teach them not to tailgate. It's a great start. That would be the first thing to do. Don't tailgate. Anyway, is that enough ranting, or you talk something else now? I don't know. It's one of my pet peeves. The fact that the police speeding, only speeding. I've seen the police tailgating, driving along tailgating someone multiple times. It's like even the police do it. They're supposed to be professional drivers, highly trained, highly skilled drivers. Rubbish. Keysight, yeah, extra brake pedals. So the proper ones for driving schools and people like that, they have the extra pedals on the left hand side. What are they called there? They got a name for it. Can't think what it is, but there's actually a name for them. Because you don't be teaching someone with no control over the car. You want to be able to at least stop if they hit the wrong pedal or panic and push the accelerator or something, which happens. Right, so we want number 14. Supposed to be 4 of these around. But yeah, I passed my UK test in the first time round. think it's a week. Yeah, I think it's actually only a week. Because in the UK at the time, I don't know if it's the same situation there now, but you could get a motorbike license or like a moped 50cc restriction at 16, and then at 17, then you could go for a car license. So you spent a year driving around a motorbike, if you could. And that the benefit of that is it gave you road sense. You learned how to read the road. You learned to read when it's slippery. You learned to watch for drivers not looking or not following the rules. You learned all that stuff because when you're the smallest thing on the road, you learn to watch out for everything else, and that helps a lot. And I think that's the kind of thing that a lot of places should have. I mean, obviously you've got roads which are icy all the time or something like that. That's not really practical. Although I rode my moped on ice and that was fun. Done that. But yeah. I think that was a beneficial thing, is to actually have that sort of situation where when you're the smallest thing on the road, you learn to read the road. And I think that really helped me a lot when I went to my car license, because I was looking for things which maybe you wouldn't have otherwise been looking for. Goes that way around. Here's a whole lot. Yeah, well, I don't know. I think like the thing about rant videos, like Lewis Rossman, he does lots of rant videos, and he does right. I think ranting videos do quite well. You know, anything that's quite opinion and you got opinion about stuff and emotional, I suppose you could say. That tends to do quite well for people. Yeah, I just love the way that the New Zealand police are focused solely on speed. It's all about speed. Speed, 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 speed. Nothing about tailgating, nothing about driving behaviour, nothing about keeping left. Because in this country, you're actually allowed to overtake on the left-hand side. We drive on the left. And if you've got two lanes and the right-hand lane is the fast lane, you're actually allowed to overtake or undertake in the left lane. It's actually allowed here. Whereas other countries like the UK, it's not allowed. But part of it over here is you kind of need to, because people don't get over, especially when it's been raining. When the roads are wet, they will not change lanes. They'll sit there. They'll be doing 80k in the right lane when it should be doing 100. They'll do 80k and they'll just sit there. Won't move over. It's like they're too scared to steer. It's like, move over. You're too scared to drive. Jeez. I actually saw someone yesterday on the way home, when I was on the way home from work at night. There's a guy sitting in the right hand lane doing 90 kilometers an hour next to a truck for about 5 kilometers. Right next to the truck. Directly behind him is an ambulance. You know, it's like this is a first response ambulance, and those are the ones which have to get to events quickly. You know, because they're urgent. They're the ones that get there quickly because it's urgent. And he was stuck behind this guy, who wouldn't bloody move over. And there's like a queue of us stuck behind him. And he's just sitting there the whole time, matching the truck speed with almost a gap in front of him to go around him. Almost. And at one point he slowed down slightly, and I was able to nip up the inside and get around him. So I pulled over in front of him and braked and slowed down gently. Also not hard, just gently, to slow him down. So then other people behind him could then undertake him. So I slowed him right down and I booted it and took off, so everyone behind him could get round him. And the ambulance flashed me thanked me for for doing that so he could get past them, because he was ignoring the ambulance flashing. The ambulance flashing his lights and everything. He just wouldn't move over. You know, that's the quality of driving. Let's say over here. It's just wow. There's been other times I've been driving back from various places, and I think I've got it on my dashcam video. Yeah, I think I've got it on my dashcam channel. There's a guy driving along, ambulance behind him sirens going, lights flashing, on a way to an emergency or returning from emergency with someone in the back which needs help, life and death situation kind of thing, and just sitting here, driving along, doing 80k, wouldn't move over, wouldn't pull over, completely oblivious to the fact there's an ambulance right behind him. People coming the other way were flashing him. I was flashing him because I was a couple of cars behind him. I was behind the ambulance. We're all flashing this guy. It's like completely oblivious to the fact there's an ambulance behind him that really wants to get past. It's like, wow, people like that should be having their licenses taken off them. Really, the ambulance should. I hope that's the case. I don't know if it's true or not, but it'd be nice if they did. If the ambulances actually had the means to report these people to the police, so the police could then go and give them a ticket for failing to keep left and stuff like that, or failing to, impeding traffic flow. Impeding traffic flow is not actually a ticket for that, but it'd be nice if that was a thing that they could do. The ambulances could report people like that. Okay, B-Bod. Let's probably go next to that. A few minutes, you've probably gone by now. Thanks for dropping by. So yeah, it's just that sort of thing just amazes me. Either they see it and just don't give a stuff because they think the most important person on the planet, or they are so oblivious to what they're doing that they don't see it, and that's even more worrying. There's someone that oblivious to it. Anyway, unfortunately. But that's the quality in New Zealand standard. Drivers, it's just drivers in New Zealand are not good. Right, 15, 16, 18s, and 17. Right, should we talk about something else now? I don't know, what else we can talk about? Now I've ranted about drivers because, pet peeve and what have you. Oh, so I was going to show you this thing, wasn't I? I said I was going to do it and I haven't done it. So I got my GTEC A20M 3D printer out for the first time in years, and it's the box I printed. So this is someone else's design, I just printed it out. There's some stuff about the design I don't like. I've actually modified it very slightly in some places, but yeah, I don't like the way the feet are done. They're recessed into the bottoms, which holds the feet in place properly, which is nice. But the plastic above them is really thin, so if you try and put onto them too much weight, it could actually break their feet out. They're kind of underneath posts inside, but only half under. And the top case is a bit flimsy. They should have put some ribs across it, so I could actually have some extra strength in it. Put some extra thick ribs, like one rib across the centre there or something. One there, maybe one here, and they could have actually thickened that up and made it much more robust. And yeah, it's just and they don't have any holes in here for these LED indicators. So I've got indicator here for activity, you've got power LED here, and a VCC indicator. So this one and this one come on when it's doing a component testing an IC, and that's like the normal power LED which shows this is running. And also you got this stuff. Now it's also designed a cover which goes over here. And can you see that on there? It's like, I don't know if you can see it or not. I can't see what you guys can see right now, but those components stick above that surface there. So, but the cover is designed as flat, which is okay if you don't have this optional module. This is an optional module, this one here, to do more options, so you can do more testing. But if you designed it so it stood up very slightly, then it could actually fit over the top, which is why I haven't printed it yet. I don't need to actually make my own one, I think. And the actual as if socket here, that needs to be stood up off the original board. The original board is flush on the circuit board, and I had to stand it up, so I used some big headers and some long headers and put them into the circuit board, and then soldered this onto the end of the headers. So so that's mounted on those. But so I didn't have holes in here for these, so I put these in. Also, I've got these little lenses which I use for farm tech repairs. I've bought a whole bunch of these little lenses from AliExpress. They're like a diffusion lens, so they're good for actual LED indicators. No good for anything else, but LED indicators are really good because it helps to throw the angle a bit. So I put those in those holes. Those holes were now I did those in, and I made my own buttons for these because I didn't like the buttons he had. Didn't like they were done, so I changed them and made my own buttons. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's also got an SD card slot in here too, which I've wired up, so you can put an SD card here, and you can offload EPROMs and stuff like that. I think if you're using a certain adapters, I haven't done any of that stuff with it. I've only used this thing a couple of times actually, to be honest, for testing ICs, because I've got a few IC testers, and now it's actually in a little case. It's more likely to get used. Before it's kind of put to one side, you know, because I was kind of worried about damaging it, you know, because it's all exposed. I didn't like that, but I'm not sure if I want to cover this up or not. I mean, I'm not too worried about having it exposed, because also having these indicators visible is a good thing. But of course, I could do this thing the same as that. But yeah, I don't know. It's not a bad case. It's alright. I mean, the guy designed it in a way fairly well, but I've got a few alignment issues down here. These aren't quite lined up over here, because when I see about the issue. These big holes here, these are meant for a certain size plastic insert, so ones you melt into the plastic. It's like a threaded insert. But the ones he's chosen are quite big, and all the ones I've got are smaller than that, so they don't actually fit in those holes. They're just a loose fit inside the holes, so I can't use them on these holes. Which meant when I was doing the bits down here on the actual circuit board attachment, I couldn't do them that way. So I had to melt in nuts instead of using threaded inserts. So I got some nuts, stuck on the tip of a soldering iron, and just held it on there until it melted into the plastic. And so the alignment isn't quite right. And basically I pushed them all in, then I put the circuit board on top, and then I stuck the soldering iron tip through the circuit board onto the nut, and then I could pull the nut sideways and melt it and just move it sideways to get the alignment right, and did that on a couple of these. But the board is sitting down very slightly on one side. Just very slightly, so these alignment here are slightly up. But if I had the right threaded inserts, it would have been fine. If I designed this for somebody else to build, I wouldn't have put threaded inserts in it. I would have just, because this is a single assembly, right? You're not supposed to keep pulling it apart. I would have put just a small hole, like 2.5mm hole, instead. So you can put a 3mm screw into that hole to hold the circuit board in. It holds perfectly well. Threaded inserts are great if you don't expect to be taking something apart several times. Maybe the top cover would have been good, because this will come off if you do firmware updates. But the circuit board mounting would stay in there, so that could have just been a couple of, you know, some small holes straight in and put screws straight in. But yeah, I mean, it's alright. It's still better than what I had. I just couldn't bother sitting there and designing my own one. Part of the thing I had was that I knew this wouldn't fit on my Ender 3, so I tried. I measured it out and knew my Ender 3 was really close to the tolerances, and ultimately it couldn't actually fit on the Ender 3. The bed was not quite big enough. Well, the bed's big enough, but the software limits it. It can't quite print to the edges. So, yeah, that was a limiting factor. So I had to go and get the G-Tech out, because that's got a bigger bed by 20mm or something. And it's just big enough to print us. And it printed alright. But, yeah. Anyway, that's that little project kind of done. I'm sort of deciding whether I'm going to put something over here or not. I probably should, but to be honest, I've kind of had enough of working on it. It's good enough. And also did videos about the updating of the firmware for that thing, and using the USB ASP program and updating the firmware on that too. Okay. Hello, Paul. How's it going? So, I did finally remember to go and show you guys that. I was meant to show you that last time, but I didn't get around to it. Right. So, back to the model. Not distracted at all. There's no sidetracking here. No. I don't get sidetracked ever. Never get sidetracked. Anyway, that's alright. Yes, I thought this would be a good little thing to have in the background of the videos. Like, I've got a little pile of stuff over here on top of my power supply, which I've got some little rubber ducks here from, was it Big Tree Tech? Yeah, Big Tree Tech rubber ducks, and some other bits and pieces sitting there. Some little badges. You've probably seen them. Which way is it? That way up. Don't know if that focuses or not. I can't see what on the screen yet. We'll show up in a second. I better see what I'm doing. Yeah, got those, couple of those. Wife got me those from the UK, which is over there. She did it twice. So, obviously I was still very busy. And I've got a few bits and pieces over there, little trinkets, like just little curiosities they have in the background of videos. Little PCB 3D printed thing they sent me. One of them, I sent me a few different ones. Just little bits and pieces like that. So I might sort of stick this over there in the background, just so for something a bit of interest in the background of the videos. It's always nice to have something like that. Okay, so I keep covering it a bit I'm supposed to be reading, which is this bit here. So this piece here, which piece was that one? I've forgotten which number it was now. That was 15. I need 16 to go on top of that. 16 is always on the other one. It's always the other one. There's no trying to got in my hand, it's always the other one. Having these little tweezers is quite good. It actually works really well for this. It's got a nice straight edge, and it's small enough to be easy to use, and it's fine detail. Where have I got these from? Amtech tweezers. Interesting. I guess I got them on AliExpress. Must have done. Now which way around does this go? I'm not sure. I think it goes that way around. My wife is still in the UK. She's not in the UK at the moment. She's in Sweden right now. She's popped over there to go and see some friends. She's due back later. Well, basically a week's time. She's back actually. So one more week's time, and she'll be back. She's going to collect her from the airport or something. I don't know exactly what yet. There's a few variations and plans. I'm not quite sure which one we're going to go with yet. So I need 17. So it's telling me to put all this stuff on 17, but it hasn't told me to put 17 together yet. It seems to have missed a step. Unless I missed a bit over here. Did I? No? I don't know. Let's get past 17, which is not that one. It's always the other one. 17. Hey Dave, how's it going? You have an impromptu live stream going on? Just to surprise everyone. Basically, I'm just assembling this kit. I thought I'll just share it. Maybe you care, maybe you don't. Do I care? I don't know. Does anyone care? So the story with this kit, Dave, is that have had this for a while. My wife got it for me for, I think it was a Christmas or a birthday or something. And I've had it sitting here waiting. I've actually used it as a bookmark a few times, service manual, stuff like that. So I've had it for a while, and it's been waiting to get around to doing it. And I finally got around to. I was sort of sitting there thinking, it's about time I built that kit. So here we are. And I used to do lots of kits when I was younger, but not like this. This is obviously metal kit, but the ones I used to do were plastic. So that was 40 years ago when I used to do those, so it's a little bit different now. That's fine. Didn't miss much. No, I've got the top bit done. Now I'll start doing the bottom bit. Didn't miss much at all, Dave. Bloody hell. Look at me, Dave in. Jeez. Rob. Haven't missed much at all. Now which way does this go? I think it must only go one way, looking for the holes. Yeah. Right, must go that way. The only thing you missed, Rob, was me ranting about people's driving in New Zealand. You know, people can't drive for crap. Anyway, says the person who crashed his car a couple of weeks ago. But that's different. That's very different. Oh dear. It's a very different story. 18. Yeah. I think there's another one somewhere. Where's the other one? Seems to show two, so I think there's another one somewhere. Over here. Hey Willia, how's it going? But when you come down to see me on Sunday, you will drive past that tree. It's still sitting there on the side of the road in pieces, where the fire service cut it up. It's waiting to roll out and hit me again. I'm pretty sure of it. Okay, where are we? This one goes that way up. Yeah, models are definitely people with patience, aren't they? Couldn't imagine doing this if you didn't have patience. Yeah, I think patience is definitely a requirement, and that does not fit. Should I? Oh, it's angled again. I've done right angles again. I should be displayed, not completely like that. Done it wrong again. Oh, you're invited down. Well, if you can get here, you can come around. I think the drive's a bit far for you, though. I think trees is the least he worries. I think the road might be a bit wet. I'll have to check my phone in a minute. There's very some emails come through. I might have to go and check them. Come on, get in there. One day, well, if you ever do come to New Zealand, you're certainly welcome to come. If you ever do come over here, we could make room for you. Might be supposed to be you and your wife, wouldn't it? We come over, so probably sort something out. If you ever did come over, make a room available for you. Might have to clear a lab out or something. Evict some test gear to fit an Ian in. Or maybe you can just sleep around the test gear. I'm not quite sure. Maybe that's the way to do it. There's a cuddle up to the test gear, keep it warm. Mind you, warmth's not really an issue in this country. Doesn't exactly get cold like it does where you are. Hey Gabriel, how's it going? Tuna and cucumber. Oh no! Oh, Dave. Tuna and cucumber. Ah, mate. I love tuna and cucumber. I've had it for ages. You just remind me about it. Now I'm hungry. Now I want tuna and cucumber. Oh, that's mean. Napier. Okay. Napier's a few hours away from where I am. It's drivable. I think it's probably maybe 4 hours drive, something like that. Oh, I've been there. I've been to Napier. Got some nice architecture in there, at least for New Zealand. It's nice architecture. New Zealand doesn't actually have much in the way of architecture. If I put this in the right place, it will definitely go a lot better. Right. New Zealand likes to keep knocking down the old buildings because they're old. Oh, so we don't want that anymore. Throw that away. We've got no bloody history. Anyway, never mind. Another rant going on there. Forget that. It's a great country, but there's a few things here which are just a bit backwards or silly. That's probably a more accurate way of putting it. 6 hours from Auckland, so okay, 6 hours from Auckland, so yeah, 5 hours from me then. About 5 hours from me. I'm about an hour from Auckland, so it's still drivable. You could always, obviously you could do it over a period of a couple of days. You could, have a rest stop on the way there or something. It's possible. It's something you can easily do. Man, now I really want tuna and cucumber sandwiches. That's just, this is just terrible. This distracts me from doing the model. Actually, I might go and get another beer. Give me a second, I'm going to go and get another one. I'll take this one away. I don't normally drink. This is like the first alcohol I had in 2 months. Something like that. I almost never drink. I don't drink much at all. So for me to even have 1 beer is unusual. Having 2 is almost unheard of. So we'll see how this model turns out afterwards, eh? Let's see if I can even get this thing open. Now, this isn't a cold beer, it's not out of the fridge because, well, it's winter here right now. It is winter. This is out of the cupboard. Because it's a bit cold. I don't really want a cold beer on top of that. So it's a ambient temperature beer. Alright, next one's, you want number 20, 19, 21. 19, 20, 21. Alright. Now I'm holding this piece in my hand, which means it has to be the other piece it's on. Doesn't it? What do you reckon? Do you reckon it's on the other piece? Oh, one of them's on here. 21's on here. Double checking, got the numbers right. Yep, 21. Got one of them. There goes that theory. But 19 and 20 on the other piece. I've never been much of a drinker though. I mean, when I was a teenager, I drank a bit. When I was 17, I drank a bit. Actually, more than that. When I was 16, I was a bit naughty. I was a naughty teenager. I used to go with my mates, and one of my mates was quite tall and he was quite big. He's actually the same age as me, but he looked about 5 years older. And so he'd go in and go and buy the booze, and we'd actually be on push bikes at the time. We weren't motorbikes or cars. We were on push bikes, and yeah, I think I was 16. I've been 15. 15. Yeah, I was 15. Jeez, I was very naughty, and we have stuff called Thunderbirds. Awful bloody stuff. Tasted like, anyway, it was cheap and really effective, and that's what we used to get. We used to get that, and we get plastered on that. We get a couple of bottles of that, basically, or a bottle each or something, and that was really effective. It was like a fortified fruit wine or something. I think you can still get it. I went over to the UK 20 years ago, and it was still available. I don't know if it still is now, though. Who knows? But it was not a very nice drink. I suppose it's an acquired taste. It got you pissed really quickly, though. Yeah. Anyway. Where am I trying to get my orientation on here? It's upside down. So we want 20. So I've got 21 here, I've got 20 there. I don't think they're any different. Yeah, they are mirror images, mustn't get mixed up. And 19, which I think is this big piece here. Yes, it is. Yeah, so we used to go out and do that. We get it's like 4 of us on bikes, and a couple of people which live nearby who would just walk, and we'd basically go out there, and a group of us wouldn't cause any trouble. We'd just have a bit of fun together, have a laugh around, and we go to the beach. A place called Whitstable was where I used to live, and go to the beach there, sit on the beach and get drunk, and then we'd ride up through the main street on the bikes, no hands on the handlebars, with a bottle of Thunderbirds in our hands, out to where there was some paddocks or fields, whatever we call them what you want, and that was near to where some other friends of ours lived, and they'd come out and they'd hang out with us, and we wouldn't cause any trouble for anyone, just having a good time, just hanging out with mates. And that's the most I ever got drunk, was when I was doing that stuff. The last time I got properly drunk was when I got married, for my stag do. My best friend and my brother got me completely plastered, took me into town and got me completely plastered. That's the last time I got drunk, and that was not with this wife. It's the previous wife, who is now dead. So, yeah, that was 20 years ago, 25 years ago, something like that. So it's been a while. I don't normally get drunk. It's just, yeah. But yeah, used to have a lot of fun as a teenager. Just had CB radios on the push bikes as well. That's the other thing we had. We had CBs on the bikes. Had batteries on the back, on like carriers and stuff like that, and we had a CB radio on the handlebars. So we need to talk to each other. We could just find each other really easy. Obviously, this is well before cell phones came around. Long time before cell phones. Bloody stories I could tell you from those days. Cheers. Yeah, I don't really drink much now. I mean, I had one beer 2 months ago, and then I've had this one because I'm just sitting here doing this, and I thought I'd be a bit social, having a chat with you guys. Otherwise, not really. I know some people get drunk very often, like multiple times a week. Not me. It doesn't really interest me that much. It's not my thing. But yeah, stuff I used to get up to when I was younger. Jeez, I was a bit of a scoundrel. CB radio. I was modifying CBs when I was 13. Give you some idea. Right, 13 years old. I was modifying CB radios, and I was doing things like one of the mods I actually got asked about this one quite a bit. I used to do it for other people sometimes. I didn't charge anywhere near enough. It actually costed money to do it. It's stupid. As far as making money from it, it's a stupid idea. But the was a quite popular modification, which I got asked to do quite a few times by people. Is to add a switch on the radio, so you could change between different kinds of mic wiring. So you could have like what we refer to as a Cybernet standard or the Uniden standard, and they're different wirings on a 4-pin connector. So you use the same plug, but it means you can plug in different mic into the radio. And for some reason that's really popular. I probably implemented it in a horrendous way. In fact, yeah, I did implement it in a horrendous way. I basically had a big toggle switch on the back panel, 4-pole toggle switch, and that was switching the mic wiring with no shielding, just wire straight to the back to the front again, and all the wiring looping on the actual switch, to actually do the configuration change. It's horrendous. If you think about it now, it's like, wow, no shielding. That was adventurous and maybe a bit silly. But yeah, that's. No, I didn't start on CB till I was. When was that? It's probably. CB was probably. Let's think. I was after the legal. It's definitely after the legal. It'd be late 80s. Late 80s when I started on CB. But yeah. It's funny how it still hangs around. It's not gone yet. Even though things have moved on. CB's still around. It's quite interesting. It still persists. It's very niche, but it still exists. I think it's pretty good actually. In fact, it's still around. Will it still be around another 20 years? Who knows? That's the problem with this sort of stuff. You don't quite know what you're going to end up doing with it. I mean, is my CB site still going to be around? I don't know. Maybe. Am I still going to be around? Hopefully. Hoping I'm still around. Okay, is that piece? Now got 19 and 20, which I've now mixed up. Let's see if I can figure out from the orientations on here. I think I can. There we go. It goes on there. Or 20 and 21 as well. Mixed up. Sorry, not 19 and 20. 20 and 21. Yes, it's a lot of fun with CB. It's definitely. I think I was in the right place at the right time for that. Really. There's been lots of things I've missed because I've been a bit slow to the party and not got them done in time, and or just not really shown interest in it. But I think CBR's in there just the right time, for the right stage of development, and the right point in life, I think. Had some great fun with some great friends. All of which I don't have any contact with anymore. Although, I mean, I've got a couple of, well, one is on Facebook, but I don't really talk to him anymore. Not really. He's on there. People change over the years, and we're not the same people anymore. You got a spare one there coming my way. Okay. What is it? Sounds intriguing. Are you going to surprise me with it? It's not based on valves, is it? It's not. I played with crystal sets a little bit many years ago, and I didn't like them. Just so much mess inside them. They're the same messy. The modern ones, they're really nice and tidy inside. With surface mount stuff, they look beautiful inside. I think I burnt my hand at work. Got burned there. So that's that side done. We've got some more here. Oh, we're nearly there. We're getting there. So you want 22 and 23. Let me guess you're on the other piece. I'm not sure which piece I'm holding right now, so it's probably true. Right. $22 is on the other piece. 23, yeah, definitely on the other piece. There we go. This is so predictable now. And 22 is which bit? Trying to make sense of which bit there is. So many lines to close together. Okay, this one here. Latest CB radios, hardest to repair. Motorola. Oh, okay. I'll have to look those up. I don't think I've worked any Motorola CBs before. Sure, it's a CB, not a PMR. Modern ones, they're different to repair. I mean, the older stuff, I think probably from the 90s is probably the best period for them, because there are standard parts, a lot of standard parts, and you could easily work out the topology of them and follow them around. There were some like double-sided circuit boards and some of the side Bennett stuff, which is a real pain to work on because they're double-sided. You couldn't follow the traces around. The Indian-based boards were much better. I definitely preferred those. The just trying to see how this goes. This is a base piece. Need another forming piece. Need to form it. There we go. Have to use a capacitor for that. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, the modern stuff's different. It's just different, really. It can certainly be harder. It really depends on if there's information. That's the biggest challenge. Is there information for it? Because a lot of the modern stuff, there is no information. The manufacturers don't publish it anymore. So that's becoming a thing. You know, the whole, oh, we don't want people repairing their radios. We want them to throw them away and buy a new one instead of spending 30 cents on a capacitor. You know, they'd rather have them spend hundreds of dollars on a new radio because it's great for manufacturing and great for business. Not good for the environment, not good for the consumer. Should we go another rant? Anyway, that's why I do my channel, because I don't believe in this whole non-repairability thing. You see what I do, all this bloody stuff I fix, which is, you know, from one standpoint obsolete, but another standpoint still perfectly usable under the right circumstances. You know, see this test gear I work on and bring it back to life and fix, because it's still a perfectly usable piece of equipment, even though it's been discarded by someone. The Cobra 29 AM FM, which I did in February, that was an SDR based unit. So I had a microcontroller controlling an SDR. 4124. And this one which I'll be publishing next Friday, which is my Patreons have access to already, is a dual POL version, which is the first time I've seen one with dual POL. One POL it's like a dual POL one package, like one in each half, and it's only actually using one half, which simplified it considerably. The second half is used for the weather band stuff. Like some CBs have got a weather band on them, so you can listen to weather channels. Obviously, it's a US thing. Don't get it here, I don't think. Never heard of anything anyway. And that's an option in this radio. Obviously, you've got the circuit boards used for different radios, not just this particular one. And so this was available in there for that. And so one half of the UIC is not even populated. 24. Yeah, that one there. That's what I thought. When I did that radio, I could have done it two different ways. I could have done it the way I had done it, which I'll show in a video, or I could have gone through the electronic route. Well, I should say electronic route. It's still electronic. The MCU route, and actually added a microcontroller in there. Could have done that way as well. Could have done it with that approach. I used a microcontroller to modify the serial data being sent to the POL. So the POL is being controlled by, I don't know, what's this? Might be I2C. Might have been, I'm not sure. But it had a serial communication protocol, and I could have controlled the POL using that instead, and done the same thing I did with the Cobra 29 AM FM, which is like an ESP32 man in the middle kind of modification. But I was able to figure out the circuitry is basically the same electrically as the original version, and I managed to find out where the componentry was and modified it that way. MW304AA. What am I doing? I'm building a kit. This is something my wife gave me a while ago, and I finally got around to sitting here and doing it. The motivation finally took me. And we're not far from finishing. You haven't got that much more to do, I don't think. Yeah, we're getting close to finishing, so that's good. Alright, so this goes on the base, which you have to make it. This goes on here. Where's the base piece? 25. Piece 25. Which I think is here. I think it's that bit. Looks a bit. Yes, it is. So this is the Millennium Falcon. Wife got me this, and she also got me, you know, it's Haynes manuals for like car repair. It's really common Haynes manuals. I can't even say it. She got one of those, also for the Millennium Falcon. I should show it to you. That is interesting. You know, repair manual. Very nerdy, very nerdy. Now the thing is, I'm actually not that much of a nerd. I'm I don't know, am I a nerd geek? I don't know. I don't know what the hell you call it. Yes, I'm into technical things, but I'm not really like a Star Wars nut or Star Trek nut. Well, a bit of a Star Trek nut, I suppose. Not necessarily so. Not so much Star Wars. So wife got me these, and it's, you know, it's a nice little gesture, but I'm not really that much of a nerd. Probably why I've been sitting here for a while waiting for me to get around to it, because I wasn't like really chomping at the bit to get it done. But anyway, it's alright. It's funny. It's good. It's a bit of a curiosity, a bit of an interesting thing. Bit of a novelty. How many other people have got one of these things? Well, probably quite a few, I'd imagine, actually, but I've never seen one. I don't know where she got it from either. You got the manuals for it as well. Okay, cool. Well, at the very least, the manuals would be good. Cool. That's all good. So I've got a couple of CBs sitting in, well, I've got quite a few CBs sitting in the other room, in my other lab, if you want to call it. My other workspace. I refer to it as the lab, but I don't know. Other lab, lab 2, where I do other stuff, mostly radio work, and some Uniden 510Es, they're really basic models. My wife found them at a thrift shop, which is just, you know, being nosy, you know, looking around these places like she does, looking for bargains. She saw them sitting there. There's two of them, a pair of them, and she sent me a text saying, "Do you want these?" I went, "Oh, not really. They're particularly great radios." And she said, "They're $10." It's like, get them, because I could sell them for 20. You know, kind of thing. Oh, I'll probably be more than that, but you know, I need to go over them. I've had them sitting there for about a year now. I really need to sit down and go through them. I saw them there yesterday when I was out there working on those other radios, and I was doing the alignments on them. So I think this one goes outwards. It does. It's fold outwards. Curious. Right, so this goes on here. Start to make the base for it now. It's close we're getting. Really like these tweezers. I wish I could find some more exactly the same, because they're really strong. The amount of abuse I've given these things, and it's just, you'll never know. I'd love to know what these actually are. It's got an R on there, R, and something else. What's it saying there? Stainless steel. It's real stainless, but it's got an R on there. I don't know. I wish I could find some more of these. I've had these for years, like 20, 30 years maybe. Maybe the ones, these might be the ones that happened as a kid, and they're really good. When these break or lose them or something, it's going to be really bad because none of the tweezers I've got right now compare to these at all. Each has got their uses, some are finer stuff, but these are brilliant for general, like almost need a pair of pliers, but not quite, that kind of thing. Definitely have to get some more of these. I like to have my spares. I need a backup. Okay, so that's the base piece. You've got to put this bit on here. Not sure which way. I can go one way. Only go one way. Come on, get in there. You definitely want to try and find some more of these tweezers. They're really good. I've never found anything like them ever again. It's like, never. I'd love to find some more. Is it Rhino Bland? I don't know if the Rhino. Rhino sounds familiar. I'd love to get some more of them. Also, I'd love to get these pins in. Magnify it. Can't see well enough. Oh, look at that! I can see now. Straight in. Look at that. Who'd have thought? Guessing there. Still a few bits on here though. It's interesting. Last page. Item 26, which must be this one surely. This is item 26. You've got some more little final details to do in the end. Not much more to go. 27. That needs a big capacitor for that. Hold on. Yeah, it's not really doing it, is it? I need a slightly smaller capacitor than that one. We need this one. So I can spring back open. Oh, look at that. You always need capacitors. Okay, so I need to do not much more. So I need to put this piece onto the base piece, which is this one. So I need to fold these up. You're getting excited yet? It's interesting, he's got this texture and stuff on here. But I wonder why I did that, because it's not actually using it. Yeah, it's lucky I've got some spare capacitors to use to to form these things. Yeah, exactly. What would I do otherwise? Did you give me a link to the new firmware for the scope? I don't think you did. No, I don't remember that happening. I do tend to look at the Siglent site every once in a while, though, just to see if there's anything new. But I don't like I do. I don't do that religiously. I don't say religiously. That's the word I'm trying to say. I don't do that religiously or anything. Just look at it occasionally when I think of it. What I'm really wanting is the 3065X firmware update for the current probe, the SC. What the hell is it? Is it SCP-30? Is it? I can't remember what it's called now. SC-30? No, I don't know. Hey Jeff, how's it going? Right, no worries. Yeah, so I really want to play with that and actually have a look at the current probe, because obviously I can do it on a millivolt range, you measure in millivolts, but having it reading as a actual current on screen would be nicer. Obviously the 3055 is out, but the 3065 isn't out yet. I thought they'd have done that at the same time. Since they've launched the product's available, should be able to actually use it on a scope as they intended. It's a bit funny it's not actually done that way yet. Okay, that's those. Now what? I've got to use this to attach that and that together. Is that in the holes I just bent over? Can I get two in there? Maybe? No, we'll try it. Yeah, that one's got in. Cool. It's looking promising then. I've actually been looking at that Unity stuff that's been coming out. A lot of YouTubers are getting these Unity devices sent to them to do reviews on, and I don't know what it is, but they seem to have completely missed me. Normally, I used to get a lot of approaches from companies about doing review stuff, and I don't get much anymore. And it seems that all these other YouTubers are getting the offers, and I'm not getting them. It's just interesting that I'm being missed somehow. I'm not quite sure whether it's a YouTube algorithm thing, where it's not actually pointing them to me when they're doing their searches or what. I don't know what it is, but some of this stuff looks quite interesting, and they've got a spectrum analyzer which looks very similar to the Siglent one. I was quite surprised that it's about a similarity, which is why I was hoping to actually get one off them or something, but so I can do some comparisons. But nah, I've tried emailing them. They've ignored my emails. I've asked other YouTubers to put a word in for me, and they said they would do that, and nothing. So I think I'm not of their, maybe not their target region. I don't know. But it's been nice. That's all. Right, how's this bit go? It's not R2D2. It's the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, Falcon? I don't know how you want to pronounce it. This thing. I'll try and bend these a certain way. Here they go. That way. I'll be tweezing here. Right. see how these bits fit in. Oh, it makes sense now, right? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I did try zooming the camera in a bit earlier on to make it a bit more visible, because it is pretty small, the thing I'm working on. But obviously it's not ideal. This bit's a bit weak. I'm trying to bend it carefully, because it's right on the edge. Nearly there. Couple bits left to go. Anyway, yeah, it's been a nice little thing to have in the background, I think. Bit of a curiosity here in the back of the videos. That said, I've got other things in the background which people have never said anything about. Like my sign, for a start. No one's ever commented on my sign. I'm actually really amazed no one's ever commented on my sign. And it's been shown in videos enough times. Someone must have seen it by now. I noticed it. No one's ever commented on it. It's quite interesting. And you probably were sitting there now going, what sign? Well, I've got the Agilent 30 amp version. I've got one of those already, which is why I'm keen to get that feature working. Because even though I don't actually have the official device, I've got one of these. It's basically the same thing. So, you know, this works fine. It's got the same specs as the Siglent one. The specs are exactly the same. So, you know, this is why I'm kind of keen to get that, you know, that's firmware on my unit here, so then I could use this as a current shutting out. Obviously, you can already do it anyway, just as millivolt readout. But it's nice to have the direct readout and current instead. It's more of a nicety than anything else. Yep, what sign? Oh dear. I would show you on camera, but it would mean moving the camera. Oh, maybe I can do it. Can that see it? Can that see it from there? I have to see what comes up on the tablet over here. I'm waiting to see what comes up on screen, if anything. Oh, now I messed up the tablet display. Oh no. Oh, the tablet's gone all wacky. Well, now it's on sideways. Oh. What have I done to my tablet now? Come back. Oh no, this is wrong. What's happened here? There we go. That's back. What the hell did that do? Anyway. The sign is here. Can you see the sign? Can you read the sign from there? Probably not. This one. If you can't read it, that's fine. Just watch out for it in the background in future videos. Oh no, my cameras are falling apart now. You've ruined it. Mount's come loose. Who the hell did this? Oh. We were doing so well before. Oh well, this will have to kind of do. I'll put it back to this and I'll worry about fixing it later. Trying to get it lined back up if I can. It was doing so well until I missed with that bit. Okay. Yeah, it's all your fault. Okay, now back to this bit. Focus, people, focus. How do we do this? You're supposed to put the base on here now. Yes, supposed to put the base on. We're nearly there. Just got to find the holes. That's what she said. Yes, that's exactly right. The reason is a reason it's upside down, right? That makes it a bit more. I don't know. I thought it was a bit less offensive if I put the thing upside down. You know what I mean? I thought if it was the right way up, it could be deemed a bit offensive, or a bit, I don't know, superior, I suppose. So I thought if I put it upside down, it's a bit more of a joke, and it makes it a bit less likely to be misconstrued. Which is why it's upside down. My wife thought I was silly for putting it upside down, but I explained the reason for it, and she kind of thought, okay, yeah. It's not just for me, it's for everybody else that watches the channel. So it's, it must be allowing for people's opinions and perceptions. The chat's gone weird. Right, final piece. Will it go together? I think I might put some of these posts in as they go in, because some of these are really hard to align multiple at the same time. May do. I'll see where they go first. Might not make it more of a mess of it. Okay, I'll lock this one in. This bit here I was never happy with. It's not quite sitting right. Never happy with that bit. For some reason that bit's not right. We're nearly there. It's probably going to be a nice fiddly bit of all, getting all of these in at the same time. So this bit here is not quite sitting right. It seems like it should be bent up more. Not quite sure I'm going to deal with that, but it's like sitting on the side slightly. It's only just hitting it. There we go. Right. I might have to do some tweaks on this bit here, get that straightened up nicely. Come on, get in there. Just goes. I'm happy with this bit here. This bit's not right. I guess I haven't bent that bit right or something. It should be more straight, shouldn't it? It should absolutely be more round. Also got it facing the wrong way on the base. The bottom piece is facing the wrong way. I made a mistake. That's it, we have to do it again. No, this bit here should definitely be rounded more. I don't know why that's not so right. It just seems wrong. Don't know why. Because I didn't bend it enough. Getting better. It's kind of right. But I'll put the base on backwards so it faces downwards instead of upwards. I'm not taking it apart again. There we go. All effort. That's what we got. It's done. Or did I miss some bits? I've got a feeling I've missed some bits. Hold on. Let me look again. There's two more bits on here I've got to put on. These bits here and these bits here. Not quite done yet. You got carried away there. These do go on last though. And alright, okay. So that's little vent things that go on the side there, or I don't know what it's supposed to be, but anyway. That's those, and we got 2 more little strips here. We're not quite done. Very nearly done. Now we need to form these around a capacitor. Gets it close. Not perfect, but close. Macro shot. Will it fly? Only if I throw it hard enough. Nice job apart from putting the thing on the base to rank it backwards. It should be facing the other way. It's supposed to, I mean, it's sloping downwards, it's supposed to be sloping upwards. I put the bottom disc on backwards. The disc is on the correct way on the base, but I put it on the wrong way on the bottom part. And I really can't be asked fixing that. Anyway, let's put these bits together. Last little bit. It is pretty amazing the actual detail on these and the precision of the kit. And I sort of see a massive difference compared to, you know, the old plastic ones you used to get. It's obviously all laser cut, obviously. It's really quite impressive. But the fact that everything just lines up. No melting bits to make them fit, or God knows what else. Go on, get in there. I'll give you a close shot soon. I just want to get the thing together and I'll show you the final piece I've just done, including the way it's facing upside down. So that makes a difference to doing electronics work, doesn't it? A different situation. Alright, now these need to go on the sides. the same. I don't think it matters which way around I put them on. Might just probably what I thought about the base. Right. So it makes a bit rounder. It's kind of got flats on it. Good eyes. My eyes are shot compared to what it used to be. I mean, I use a magnifier. I've had to use a magnifier a couple of times for this. Well, a few times throughout this. I never needed one. I didn't need a magnifier. Even though I had one, I never actually needed to use one until probably 2 years ago. And I was finding that I was actually needing a bit more light and a bit more magnification to be able to see the fine detail. Yeah, it's definitely not what it used to be. It's definitely deteriorated a lot. The thing is, my eyesight used to be excellent. I mean, if you do like a driving sight or an eyesight test sort of thing, I could read the bottom line of the chart easily. Right, that's how good it was for many, many years. I could read the bottom line of the chart without struggling at all. And now I can barely read it. Usually a couple of lines above that one, depending on how tired my eyes are that day. So it's definitely not the same that it used to be. It's deteriorated. So I think it's deteriorated to a point where it's almost normal eyesight now. I don't know. Yeah, so it's, in a way, it's a good thing I had to get my driver's license now, because if it had been another couple of years, I think I would have had to wear glasses for it, and I'm not quite at the point yet. Right, I'm going to show you this in a second. Finishing the beer. Got to get the priorities right. Oh, I know what we need. Let's get the camera set up so you can see it properly. And I'll change cameras. And add some more lighting, so hopefully it will show up a bit better. The other camera likes a lot more light. Then you'll be able to see what I mean about the stand being backwards. I've got everything right apart from that one bit. I was obviously too busy talking or something. And this is going a bit wacky, hold on. It does this sometimes. I need to do this. I'll come back in the right. Here we go. That's the right size. Shiny. Don't look too closely. Be right. It's not backwards, honest. It's definitely crashing. Yeah, it's supposed to be facing the other way. Is anyone going to notice that? Probably not. Apart from me going, oh, bugger. Will it bugger me enough to potentially fix it one day? Yes. I think it probably would do. Oh dear. Yeah, anyway. The reason I didn't use this camera because it got a habit of, it turns off itself after like half an hour. So that's why I didn't choose to use that one, because I would have been constantly having to restart it. It's interesting when it's got these little spikes on the back here. They don't seem to do anything. Did I miss something? Is there one real piece which I've missed? It says to fold them out. But I don't know why. there's nothing on here which seems to actually go into this part of the base. I'll show you, mate. Got those 2 little bits sticking out like that. Or is that supposed to be simulating the bottom cannon? Maybe it is. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, it's crashing, not flying away. Yeah. Yeah, this is a much better camera, and I had this one here at the top, up there, zoomed in quite a lot as well to try and make it bigger, which obviously reduces the resolution somewhat. But yeah, that's right. I mean, this is an SLR camera. That one up there is a webcam. I don't tend to use that one up there very often. I usually use this one when I'm doing live streams. Makes you think about changing that camera around, making it one of my main like face cam. So yeah, done. Finally, I've had that sitting here for God, maybe 2 years. I think I've had it sitting here 2 years. I finally use this thing. I can justify purchasing it. Now, there's the sign I'm talking about. Right, there's the sign, and there's the clutter region just there. No, I didn't like the brightness of it, did it? So this can go over here. How's that? What do you reckon? I think I'll do. Yeah, much better. Finally got that done. Been trying to clear away projects this week. Is my camera falling over? Pretty sure it's shifting then. So I've been trying to clear away projects. Make sure there's nothing else left on these. Oh, there's 2 bits here. What are those bits? In there. Have I missed something? Hold on a minute. Hold on. Have I missed some bits? Let's read it upside down, that might help. What are those bits called? That's 14. Ah, spares. Apparently it's a spare for something. I don't know what for. Spare. 14s. 14. It's got 2 14s and 2 spare 14s. Okay, where's the 14s go? I've missed those apparently. 14 over here. Oh no, I've already put those in. Okay. Seems there's a bunch of them. Extra ones. Okay, that's all good. We can unpanic now. Don't have to panic. We finished it. I've got a few capacitors sitting here. I've been meaning to do a video about this thing. It's a real mega. An actual mega. Okay, Rob, no worries. Geez, it's gone 11 o'clock. Where'd that time go? Hey Anna, how's it going? Yep, I'll see you Sunday, Rob. No worries. I might save this for another time. It's an actual mega, and it does seem to work. Haven't played with it much yet. I've had it sitting on my desk for months and months now. My wife found this in the thrift shop as well. I think she paid $15 for it or something like that. And it does seem to work. I don't think the accuracy is right. It's got ohms and megohms. But I thought this could be a good little video to do one day, and I haven't got around to it yet. You've still got like the wax seals on the back to prove I haven't even opened it up. It's an original. So that's a future video one day. One day I'll get around to it. That's why it's sitting on my desk. Right there, where it's been sitting for ages. And this may or may not end up being a video. I don't know if I will or not. Might be a bit hard to open up. This is a harbometer. So this was on my motorhome. And it's failed. Basically it started losing Ks. And it cost me a bit of extra money in the end because I had to pay to make up those Ks based on what my speedo said, which isn't accurate either, but in the other direction. So yeah, it cost me extra money, but this thing failed. I had to replace it. And yeah, I was thinking I might do a video on it, but I don't know if I would or not. It could be hard to open because it's like a pressed shut here, around there, wherever that is. I think it's plastic. Yeah, some kind of plastic on there. Maybe it's perspex or something, but maybe some other engineering plastic. I was thinking maybe I could cut this open or something, and it might even have a seal there actually. It might be a seam just here. Could be a seam. Maybe that's screwed together. I don't know. Haven't tried. But yeah, that's something I was thinking of maybe doing a video about and just pulling it apart and have a look inside. Might be interesting. That's why it's sitting on the back of the desk. It's on the one day project bar. So that's a installation tester, yeah, basically. It's a mega, an actual mega. Dremel will sort it out, yeah, indeed. Or hacksaw or grinder. Angle grinder. Something will get in there. Yeah, it definitely needs a really good clean. I've started playing with the case a little bit. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's like... Maybe, I don't know if it shows up on camera or not. It doesn't really show it, I think. You know, I can see it like that. I'll get the reflections off it. You see the bottom half is a bit darker than the top half. Because I've got some of this with leather conditioner stuff. I'll put some of that on it just to see if it helps it or not. And it does help it slightly, but it's not completely real leather. It's actually got like a fabric inside it. So it's like a, I don't know, canvas inside. So it's not completely real leather. It's got leather on it, but it's not all fully leather. And having it on there has softened it, and this side is definitely softer than this side is. This is more rigid, so it has helped. So I probably will end up doing the whole thing in it, just to help restore it a little bit. But yeah, it's not completely leather, it's kind of leather. Voice of knowledge, yeah, I don't have that. What did I have? What did I did have something, I forgot what it was now. Clive's got the Vice of Knowledge. What was it, the Hammer of Inquisition? Was it? I can't remember what I said now. Hammer of something. Yeah, with leather conditioner I'll hopefully make it a bit softer and make it more pliable and help it to survive a bit longer. Just make it a bit nicer. Yeah, what did I have? Hammer of something. Hammer of something. What did I call it? I haven't said that for ages now. What was that? That was ages, like a year. I don't know. I did have something. Hammer of something anyway. It's in one of my videos. You might have to go back and watch them all to find out. It's in one of theirs. Anyways, clean his desk up again. It's all getting messy. I seem to have all these capacitors everywhere for some reason. Oh, that's not a capacitor drawer. Oh no. Put it in the wrong place. Put them on my pens. Can't have that. Where's those went? That's what happened to those. Yeah, we're super well organised. Yeah. I was looking for these bloody things before. I was wanting to use them for something. I was thinking, where did I put them? Here they are. So that's a USB-A, USB micro, USB mini. That's micro, that's mini. Just breakout, so you can do load testing with them. I knew I didn't put them too far away because I wanted them. Oh well, I don't know where they are. I'll put them back. I'll forget about them. So you guys are witnesses when I put those back in there. When I'm going, where the hell did I put those? You can tell me, right? We'll keep it that way. Right. Well, I think that's a rather productive evening. That was pretty good. Happy with that. Oh no, I've knocked it off. I've already knocked it over. That will never do. Can't have it falling over all the time. Put it a bit further out of the way. Maybe I need to put some blue tack on it or something. Anyway, so it's been good. I've achieved some projects this week. Got rid of a few things which I've been meaning to get rid of for a while, and this is one of those things I've been meaning to do. So I'm pretty happy about that. Got the retro chip tester done. Got this done. The other thing I'm looking at doing is that Valhalla 2305 AC calibrator, which I've had sitting there for, well, since I got the big calibrator. So it's been, what, 3 years maybe? 2 or 3 years it's been sitting there waiting for me to look at it. I'm getting really tempted to look at it now. Let's get into that point. Now, the hoarder in me saying, I should keep these because these could be useful for something. Realistically, I think I'm being silly. What do you reckon? Hoarder or realistic? Should I be realistic and throw them away? Or should I be a hoarder and keep them because they could be handy for something? I'm actually amazed I didn't cut myself. No cuts. I'll leave them there for now. I'll think about it for a while. Maybe a couple of years. Turn some lights off. And back over here. Realistic hoarder. Chuck them. Device in the corner requires your old frequency generator that needs some love. Oh, right. Well, that device in the corner is a IT28 by Heathkit capacitor tester. Done a video about it. A couple of videos, I think. You like those little PCBs with plugs on them? Yeah, the bottom plugs would be better. I actually want to put some little flying leads on them, some little wires coming off them, so I can plug them straight into the electronic load. And then it makes it easier to do load testing on power supplies and stuff like that. That's the intention of it. And I was trying to find them. I ended up soldering some wires into a plug and doing stuff that way. It wasn't quite the same. Oh, I did say I was going to check those emails I got, didn't I? See if they're important. Well, it's just me going live apparently. Just important. And yeah, nothing exciting. Right. Okay, it's good. So that's that project done. Now, what other projects going to do? I've been doing some tidying up in here. I scanned in. What was I scanned in? I used this scanner here the other day for something. What did I scan in? Oh, that's right. I scanned in the manual for the tube tester. That Model 151 tube tester. I scanned that manual in the whole thing with all the tube information. I think there's probably versions online anyway. But I did another one. It's like, yeah. Okay, no problem, Anna. Thanks for dropping by. I'll be heading off soon anyway. So, thanks for dropping by. Good to see you drop in. So, yeah, I'll probably put that online somewhere. I might put it on K44BB or something like that. The more copies there are things around, the better. But I think there were versions available anyway. But I wanted an electronic version from the computer. So before I only had that one page, I only had that circuit diagram which I showed on screen. Now I've got the whole manual scanned in. Wasn't much, it took me a few minutes. You know, it's 50 pages, but with the scanner thing, it's just easy. Brilliant. Yeah, the CZUR scanner. I'm glad I said yes to getting that when I asked me if I was interested in reviewing one. I went, oh yeah. Unfortunately, they bought a slightly better one out not long after that. It's only a few months later. I think they bought a high resolution model. Is it 24? Model 24 is it? Is it 18? So it's a shame. I would have liked the high resolution one, but hey, it's better than nothing. It still works pretty well. Oh, right, no worries, Anna. That's fine. No, right, no worries. Well, I'm going to wrap this up anyway. I'm probably going to have one more coffee for bed, which is probably a bad idea, but I'm thirsty. So, 11:15. Go have coffee, I'll go to bed. Get some sleep, try and get a decent sleep for once. And, yeah, I don't know if I live stream. Well, no, I won't be live streaming Sunday because Rob's come say. Rob is coming to my place on Sunday, so I won't be live streaming. I don't have anything particular to do anyway. Only the calibrator. I can do that another time. I'm not worried about doing that. Yeah, so I'll catch you later. I'll see you Sunday, Rob. And thanks everyone dropping by. Give us a thumbs up before we leave. Share the video if you want, whatever. And thanks for the super chat. B-Lod, who has left. But you may watch it later on.